If you could only pick one martial art as your foundation before stepping into the cage, what would it be? I know these questions are subjective, and no single art is perfect, but after analyzing decades of UFC and MMA history, I think I finally have an answer. First, let's talk about the contenders and why these martial arts are so dominant in their own lane. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the gentle art that shocked the world at UFC 1. Royce Gracie was tapping out guys twice his size, making it look easy. For years, people thought BJJ was the ultimate cheat code for MMA. Boxing. It is safe to say that boxing is the Brazilian jiu-jitsu of striking, dominant within its specialty, with lightning-fast hands and footwork that makes you look like you're dancing. No serious striker can afford to ignore it. Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs, elbows, knees, kicks, punches. These practitioners turn their whole body into a weapon. Just ask anyone who's eaten a Thai kick to the leg. Now, let's make the case for wrestling. See, after those early UFC days when the Gracies were submitting everyone, the metagame evolved. Fighters realized that to beat a grappler, you didn't have to be a better grappler. You just had to stop the fight from going to the ground. And who are the best people in the world at controlling where a fight takes place? Wrestlers. This is why wrestling exploded in the late 90s and early 2000s. It wasn't just that wrestlers were strong, it was that wrestling provided the single most important skill in a mixed rules fight: control. Control over position, control over the environment, and control over the fight itself. If a dominant wrestler wants to take the fight to the ground, they easily can. If they want to keep it standing and strike, their takedown defense is so good that they can sprawl and keep the fight right where they want it. This led to the development of sprawl and brawl fighting style. Now, before we get into the reasoning of why wrestling dominates every other sport, I would like to talk about our own app, JABAI. We all know nothing replaces physical training and a great in-person coach. But what if you need a second opinion at 2 a.m. or can't afford a personal coach for every session? That's why we built Jab AI, to be a second coach that's available 24/7. Think of it like this. Wrestling is all about control and analysis, breaking down an opponent's movements. Our app brings that same analytical, strategic mindset to your training. It generates personalized plans and guides you with expert, voice-based cues during workouts. Maybe you need to analyze a recorded sparring session to see why your takedown failed, or get instant feedback on your punching form during a solo drill. JABAI can do that. So, do give it a try. Available on both App Store and Play Store. Why wrestling dominates. First up, fight control. This is huge. A wrestler doesn't just react